Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Hero of Kendrickstone. It's the epilogue. We have successfully killed Milanus Blackclad. It's time to find out how Kendrickstone fares. Epilogue. No more than a week after the death of Milanus Blackclad, the first merchant caravans of the spring reach Kendrickstone. Over the next few days, more follow as the news spreads throughout the land of Concordat and into the Corlandis and the Iron Marshes. The roads to Kendrickstone are safe for trade once again. Over the next month, the city revives itself from the deep fugue that plagued it throughout the winter of the bandit siege. As wagons loaded with trade goods and food make their way through the city gates with increasing rapidity, the markets reopen, the prices of necessities begin to fall, and the alehouses and inns are once again full of visiting merchants and travelers. At the end of the month, you receive another summons from the Duke to report to the keep. The streets of the great city no longer seem as gray and chill as they did the last time you answered the Duke's summons. Some small part of it is simply the coming of spring in earnest. The days are growing longer and warmer. No longer are the dirt-paved streets of morasses of mud and sleet, and no longer must folks close themselves off from the chill outside. More significant, though, is the return of color to the cheeks of the men and women around you. The street vendors and peddlers hawk their wares with a renewed vigor as you pass by. The sounds of singing and laughter are once again heard from behind open doorways, and fresh smiles adorn the faces of those who pass you by on the street, their veil of grim suspicion replaced with the spark of renewed hope. A great number of people in the city know that you were the one who brought that hope to them, and that number grows by the day. Some are already calling you the finest adventurer the city has ever been blessed with in a generation. A few are already referring to you by your new name, one you hear occasionally as you pass them by. The Hero of Kendrickstone. This time, you are not led into a claustrophobic council chamber, but the keep's vast, stone-vaulted great hall. At the far end, you see the Duke, clad in a fur-trimmed mantle and a fine white robe emblazoned with the tower and chevron of Kendrickstone. He sits on an immense chair carved of some rich, dark wood, its arms carved into the likeness of snarling lions. Beside him stands those who joined you in that tense, fearful conference a month ago. Dame Mildred of Somercy, her mail polished and her surcoat freshly washed. Izan of Corlandis, once again in his court wizard robes. And William of Halliford, clad in a red doublet and a silver mantle trimmed with ermine. All of them await you, straight-backed and proud, both for your own roles in the city's salvation and for your own accomplishments. They do not stand alone in this immense hall. Baroness Elaine of Somercy stands next to her armored daughter, dressed in mail and surcoat of her own. An older, balding man in ermine-trimmed robes the same color stands next to her. There are others, too. Knights, merchants, crafters, common soldiers, and even many of the city's minor nobles. All of them stand along the sides of the hall, leaving only a narrow aisle of clear floor in the middle. A livery herald slams the butt of her staff against the floorboards as you step into the hall. She announces, "Isobel of Kendrickstone, adventurer and free agent, savior of the city," she announces in booming tones. A robust wave of cheers rises from the crowds, fading away just as the Duke orders you to approach. Brave adventure. Duke. I can't do Duke's voice right now. I got a sore throat. Sorry, guys. Brave adventurer, the Duke begins, his voice much stronger and more vital than it was a month ago. Kendrickstone's future is secure once again. Its markets recover, and its people prosper. No more do the minions of a vengeful madman stalk the lands which surround our city. For your role in ridding our city of this great threat, this city owes you a great debt. The old man smiles. Today I would see that debt paid. First, I would give you, for a moment, the power of judgment, namely, how to deal with those outlaws once in the service to Milanus Blackclad, who have since taken him prisoner. Around you, some of the onlookers inhale sharply in surprise. The right to sentence outlaws is one of the greatest powers a noble landholder has. By allowing you to exercise his power, the Duke is showing you a great deal of favor indeed. While the law would normally demand that these brigands hang, some of the prisoners have shown a great deal of contrition over the past few weeks, the Duke notes. You nod. Perhaps some of the captured bandits were finally coming to their senses, after a few weeks without the influence of magic circles. Some of the captives have begged for clemency, Duke Lyrific continues. As the one who contributed to the most to their capture, I leave the power to deny or give that mercy to you. How will you respond? Well, you know what? I kind of want to ask about him, but he's not important. We're the hero. We will let the prisoners earn it back. If they're actually feeling a little bit, if they're feeling remorseful, let them help put that remorse to good use. The Duke nods gravely. So be it. Those outlaws captured shall be sentenced to 10 years of labor. There are many approving nods in the crowd, though there are some angry whispers. After what the city has just been through in this past year, much of the population is out for blood, which your sentence has just denied them. However, the guilty will be set to helping the city they bedeviled for so long. That placates many, if not all. With the sentencing taken care of, the Duke turns back to you. With that decision, I consider half of our debt repaid. Now, as to the other half, I shall allow you to ask of this city one boon, and so long as it is within the bounds of law and reason, I shall do my power to grant it. There are so many things you could ask for. Duke Lyrific, despite his age, is still an immensely powerful man. There is much he could offer you, and possible options race through your head as you consider the merits of each. After all, you can still only make one request. What will it be? I don't think it would be too much to ask for a house. I don't want a job. Who cares about a job? We're a bard. We're not going to fit in the government anyway. Gold money is trivial. A house or the knowledge? Yeah, okay, fine. A wave of excited whispers and murmurs rises in the great hall. It must be rare indeed for someone like you to refuse a material reward. The Duke, on the other hand, offers the wide grin of a young man a quarter of his age. Have you ever noticed that the heroes who turn down any offer of gold or power tend to be the best celebrated? He muses. Simply refusing a reward in such a public place will grant you all the fame you could wish. The old Duke's voice rises to address the whole hall. I charge each and every one with you here with the task of letting it be known throughout the city that Isobel, the savior of the city, has requested no recompense, save that she be remembered for her great deed. You bow lowly. Thank you, your grace. The Duke smiles back. No need to thank me. You and you alone have earned your fame. The rest of the audience is mostly bookkeeping and administration. It passes in a blur. The arrangements are made to dispose of the remains of Milanus Blackclad. Other plans are made as well. New initiatives to keep the roads safe from future bandit incursions are proposed, dismissed, or noted for further consideration. The work of a government comes, shows itself, and goes, like a sparrow darting through the open windows of a cottage. Then the assembly is dismissed, and you step out of the keep to find a crowd. Apparently, word has spread quickly. A sizable group of people stand outside, apparently waiting for you. Ragged cheers rise from the crowd as you descend the wide stone stairs from the keep into the courtyard. As the cheers fade away, another sound takes their place, that of a voice raised in song, accompanied by a simple lute melody. Someone is singing a ballad, like the ones that praised the heroes of old. They're singing about you. Holy shit. Okay, well, I'm gonna do my best not to butcher this. Let me sing you a tale of Isobel the Brave, a hero transformed from luckless young knave. From the west she came, from Forester's Hollow, a sprightly young bard, adventure she followed, attacked on the road by ebon-clad knaves. She held them with words and a passing knight's aid. She came into the city of red Kendrickstone, serving no master, an adventurer lone. The months did pass, our hero made a name by killing a great beast, and thus grew her fame. Over long and cold winter did come a terrible siege, an army of brigands which a lizard did lead. In spring things grew worse, and bandits grew strong. Our hero could not save their victims from wrong. Then the old Duke finally gave his word. With our hero he planned to end the outlaw scourge. She marched into the forest with 12 knights at her back. The bandits could not face their mighty attack. Good-hearted and free-spirited, let our hero be known as the best of our city, the hero of Kendrickstone. The cheers begin as the last strains of the lute die away. The people of Kendrickstone are eager to celebrate their official acknowledgement of the city's newest hero. Today, there will be cheering, more ballads, free drink, and public congratulations. The people's way of rewarding you for your deeds. No, you're not going to get much done today. Although, there is one thing. You make your way through the crowd, where the would-be bard who sang your praise stands. The singer's eyes fly wide open when he sees you. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend. It was just a song," he pleads, perhaps mistaking your expression for displeasure. You shake your head. "No, it's not that. I'm not offended. It's just..." The singer is frozen, in shock or anxiety, or perhaps a combination of both. You smile back at him. "It's just that your melody could use a bit more variation. Do you mind?" The singer stares at you for a moment, struck dumb. Then he scrambles to hand over his lute. "No, of course not. Here." You take the lute, getting a feel for the strings for a moment before strumming the melody, not as a hero, not even as an adventurer, but simply as one bard mentoring another. I was thinking, instead of that low chord at the end of each stanza... Holy shit! Ladies and gentlemen, that was a hell of a story. I quite enjoyed that. A little bit shorter than Mecha Ace, but I think I enjoyed this a little bit more. It's as awesome as, the super sci-fi fighting is with giant mecha robots. There's something to be said for a bard just talking his way to being the best in the city. Either way, I'm going to wrap this up. This is the end of the Hero of Kendrickstone. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next Wednesday with something a little bit different. Till then, though, later.